All right, good morning, everyone. It's Ryan Howe from Summit Business Guides with small business news for Monday, March 25th, 2024. I had a few things happen over the weekend that I definitely want to get you updated on, specifically on two different topics here. Obviously, with the beneficial ownership information documentation you need to fill out if you have an LLC, and then just a quick update on the small business impact of the funding bill that was passed by our Congress over the weekend. So let's get into this. So nothing says I'm from the government and I'm here to help, better than, hey, anybody with an LLC, we need you to go to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network and fill out this form. It'll be fine, no worries. Now, again, I went through this, and again, this is simply just to help them with basically better tracking money laundering. That's really what it comes down to. I don't know why we needed to have something additionally filled out at the federal level. Heaven forbid it takes them a little bit longer to maybe do their due diligence without having us having to fill out this paperwork. Fill it out when we need to fill it out and only then. But it's government. Anything that they can do to make their lives easier, they're going to. And as somebody who was in government for a while, just the way it goes. So with this, um, for anyone with an LLC, you have to at least go here and see if you are required to fill out a beneficial ownership information, a BOI form. For anyone basically who's in ownership has to fill one of these things out. So I did them. I have two LLCs, and I did them on Friday. It took me about a little over 10 minutes for both of them. Again, they're not that difficult to fill out, especially once you're set up. But again, it does take some time. So with that, let's take a look at it, and then just my thoughts on whether how much of this you should actually outsource depending on your size. So with that, many companies are required to report information to FinCEN about the individuals who ultimately own or control the companies, and that's what it is. And so if you had a LLC prior to January 1st, 2024, there's a grace period of a full year to get it done. That's the idea. Anyone who is starting out with a new um, anyone who is starting out with a new LLC, there's some other requirements here which I want to look at on a different page. But with this is fincen.gov /BOI. Go check it out. They've got a good FAQ. And when you go to file this thing, there's a couple options you're going to have. I just want to show this to you. And again, with the BOI filing system, it's right here. So you can either, when you want to get started with it, you can either do the form, download it, fill it out ahead of time, and then re-upload it, or do it online, and then you also have this API as well for some of the larger, but for us, the smaller businesses, we're going to have this spot here where you can prepare and submit the form, the report that you're filling out. Excuse me. You can do that online, and I recommend that one because that way you're not worried about filling out a form and then losing it, possibly not updating correct. When you do it online, the form basically doesn't let you fill it out wrong. So, but anyways, take some time, take a look at this. And here's again where it goes. So when it takes effect. So when you have to do the BOI, this is probably the important parts here. Any domestic reporting company formed in 2024 must file within 90 days of receiving the actual notice that your formation has become active. So when you file for your LLC, you have 90 days to then turn around and do this. I would just have this as part of the entire documentation you have, that you don't even move forward until this part is done. So with this, this is for this year, and then starting 2025, you're going to have 30 calendar days. So they're giving us 3 months to learn the new process, get everybody a chance to get through it, because there are a lot of businesses and agencies that are going to be doing this as a service for companies. So they want to give them time to be able to work out the kinks. But starting 2025, you have 30 days after formation to submit this. There are some exemptions, so please make sure you go look through the exemptions here. Again, they have a list right down here. And this is, let's just say, there's a long list of folks that are there. So who is that? And you can, again, there's 23 different levels that they have. I'm not going to go into it here. Prior to submitting, prior to filling out the form, just take a few minutes and see if you're exempt or not. All right, so with that, I want to move on to the next piece here. It's real quick one today. Is going to be the 1.2 trillion dollar government funding package that we have here. And this is from CNN.com, and it was kind of the simplest one to get to because I knew they'd have the breakdown. And when I went through and quick perusal of this thing, the 1.2 trillion dollars that our Congress has authorized, there is a ton of money going to pretty much every agency. The Small Business Administration is going to get, say, small amount. Can we do small real quick? Business. So the legislation will provide $143 million in disaster relief efforts at the Small Business Administration. And that's it for small businesses. So if there's any disaster stuff, they're going to have refill their account to be able to help those things and write those checks. But beyond that, everything is again government centric in this. Any pork that was in there was not aimed at small business. So I'm going to dig through a little bit more, but for the most part, that's all I've seen. So with that, we are, for going in today, the one thing, just a recommendation I would have for anybody back to the BOI, I would actually look at seeing doing this yourself. There's places out there that are charging upwards of $150 to $250 to file this thing for you. There's not that much to it. It's a couple names, it's names and addresses, and you have to upload some documents. I like copies of your driver's license. Depending on the size of your small business, can you do it? Can you outsource that to whoever you'd have that, probably your finance department, of course, no worries. But depending if you're an owner operator, save the $150. It's literally 10 minutes to do, and it wasn't a big deal at all. So with that, it's the end of the stream for today. Again, Ryan Howe with Summit Business Guides. If you found this information useful, please give me a like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.